LSU fan came get in my booty. Roll Tide, fuck you. Roll baby. Oh, bitch. Are you that stupid? Yes, I am. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. It's a fucking shit show.
And welcome into CSF Late Nights. I'm Rob Sanders. I'm supposed to have I have a couple of co-hosts. One is the Gnome. I don't know where the fuck he is. The other is Average Dave, who is not here either. So this is going to be not the longest show ever. I can tell you that, because I'm not going to sit here and do this shit by myself all night. So I'm going to put the phone number out there. If you want to call the program, you want to run your mouth a little bit, we put it out there. It's 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. I don't know where the hell everybody is. So, yeah, there you go with that. 803-470-2905. If you'd like to join the program, I guess I should open up a phone system. There we go. 803-470-2905. There's the number to call. If you'd like to join us here on CSF Late Nights, as both of my hosts have quit on me. I don't know what the fuck that means. Scott of the phones. Welcome into the show. What's up?
Man, you got some horrible friends, Rob.
Look, I don't know what the fuck their problem is. I tried to get them on the show and they're not fucking listening. I don't know what happened to them. So there's
That's
that.
sad, man.
I sent them links at fucking 8:30 tonight or whatever, and nothing. So I got nothing.
I think Jonathan had mentioned something about next week. I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Man, I wish I'd have just called in, stayed home. I could have watched the game and joined you.
Yep.
Oh, well. So this is going to be odd. I mean, I'm guessing you have not been keeping track of the coaching search for LSU and the whole shit show they got going on at LSU, right?
It's not a very good scene down there right now, is it?
No, man. First of all, there wasn't enough LSU tickets or LSU folks going to the Alabama game, which I am not surprised. Who the hell would want to drive to Tuscaloosa to watch a bloodbath, number one? I like to think a lot of the LSU fans have checked out on Ed Orgeron. So I was listening to a show this morning. I think I put the link in the group this morning of the live show with Jordan Collada, and he made a very good point. So when you got these coaches on this coaching staff that's going out there trying to recruit these guys, what the hell are you trying to sell? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, they won't be there. So you can sit there and say great things about LSU all day long, but if you're not going to be there, it falls on deaf ears, you know? It kind of makes you wonder if they should just go ahead and, or Ed just say, you know what, for the good of the program, just step down. But I heard that if he steps down, he won't get a payout. I'm sure the AD could do something for him, but man, it's just poison. You know, he just don't give a damn whatsoever anymore. I mean, why should he? He's going to get paid.
I mean, would you give a shit? Seriously, would you give a shit?
Absolutely not.
So
Hell no. I mean, that's why I don't understand why. I mean, I know they said that there's not many good choices as an interim, but man, anything's better than what's going on right now. I mean, it's straight poison. And as a fan, I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, this might lose a lot of recruits, and a lot of fans have checked out. And a lot of fans are not going to be going to the games
for the fans that. I feel bad for the fans that, you know, bought season tickets, and you know, because they're is the Alabama game on the road or at home next week?
It's on the road. That's why Alabama opened up more ticket sales for their own fans because of the demand for LSU fans. Because, you know, they do a split on how many tickets each team gets. There wasn't any demand for the LSU guys. So they're opening up to more Alabama fans.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. It's just straight poison.
It's not a good sight down there right now.
No, and so and I'm not sure if you listened to that show this morning. I posted in the group, but Jordan Collada every week. This is hilarious. He's actually been interviewing Coach Napier down there at UL, And it's almost like he's throwing him questions to prepare for an interview with Scott Woodward. But man, the more I've listened to that guy and the more I learned about Coach Napier, the more I'm like, man, screw the big splash, man. I mean, you want big splash, get Lane Kiffin, you're gonna have a clown show. You got to worry about what he may say and do, off the field. Coach Napier, people are like were saying, well, he sounds boring. You know what? Maybe it's time for LSU to have boring. We've had characters for a while. Listen to Nick Saban. Does he excite you when he
boring and
talks?
winning are good things.
Absolutely. And I'm tired of these people saying, well, he sounds boring. Listen to Nick Saban. Does he sound exciting? He don't give you shit.
No.
He just goes out there and wins. And I love Coach Napier's approach to recruiting. And like I keep saying, look, I'm tired of these people saying you need to have a head coaching experience in a Power 5. Those days are long gone. He could have went to a Power 5 last year if he really wanted to. He could have had an SEC job if he wanted to the last couple years. So I think people need to, look at his resume, what he's done, at UL on a smaller scale. If he can do it on a smaller scale in Lafayette, Louisiana, with the resources that Baton Rouge and LSU have, he can do it on a larger scale. And a lot of people have been talking about people in the SEC, and of course they're being anonymous, said if the two people they're scared of, if LSU gets a hold of them, would be Mel Tucker and Billy Napier. They really feel if those two get the job, they're going to be a problem for the people in the SEC. And that speaks volumes, They're not talking about Lane Kiffin. They're not scared of him. They're not talking about anyone else. So, I mean, I'm not being a homer because I'm in Lafayette because, as you know, if UL and LSU play, screw UL, We're on the same token, being down here and seeing what he's done for this team and the community, it just makes too much sense. And the good thing, too, you don't have to sit there and pay him nearly as much as Fisher, as Lane Kiffin, and Napier, and for Napier, Make him earn that bigger contract. So what are your thoughts?
I think what you have down there is a shit show right now. I think that Napier is a boring hire, but I think boring is good. I also think someone should go look at Jamie Chadwell because what he's done in the Fun Belt is impressive. I don't know if I want the coach from what's Mel Tucker's at Michigan State?
Michigan State, yeah. And he's got a hell of a brutal stretch coming down the next several weeks.
Right. Well, here's the thing with that. Michigan State's one of the more, and I don't think people know this or not, but Michigan State's one of the more penalized teams in the Big Ten, which means that, they're not as well coached up as people think they are.
Right.
People are hung up on Michigan State because they won 7 games, but the reality is that they were picked to win 4. But the 7 games that they've won have been really easy. If you look at the rest of their schedule, they could finish the season 7-5, and it would not be that far-fetched. So, do you want a coach that's 7-5? Is that what you want? I mean, seriously.
No, they'll get you fired.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think I think Chadwell's kind of an out there type hire, but I don't know. I mean, I think he's a good coach, and the thing that he brings with him is Willie Korn, which is his offensive coordinator that has that innovative offense that I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I don't know if it'll work in the SEC or not. I don't. But it'd be fun to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Well, how many years has Chadwell shown success at Coastal? Because I gotta admit, I really haven't followed Coastal that much.
I think he's he's been there 3 years. They've been really, really good for 3 straight years. So
okay, so him and Napier are on the same level then, except Napier knows Louisiana better.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you never know what Napier wants to do either. He may not want that job. You never know.
Hello?
I'm not saying. I mean, he may. You know what I mean? Going down there's a lot of pressure on that job.
You cut out.
I said he may not want
that again.
I said he may not want that job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, has anybody ever been on record saying, "Hey, he wants the job"? You know what I mean? There's that to think about. Yeah.
Oh no! If you hear the interviews, like I'm telling you, if you watch the Jordy Culotta show the last couple weeks, the way he's answered, I mean, he hasn't come out and said, of course, he wants a job, but his answer keeps being, well, I'm flattered that they keep mentioning me, and it's not all me, it's on the coaches, yada yada yada. You can tell he wants it without saying he wants it. You know. Of course, you know how a good coach gives coach speak. You know. But I think he'd be fantastic. I mean, I'm sick and tired of people saying you've got to be a Power 5 coach to get a job like LSU.
Yeah.
Thinking like that is going to get LSU another roll the dice, whereas I think Napier carries less risk than freaking Lane Kiffin does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We'll see, man.
Anyways,
we'll see.
That's all I wanted to say. I won't say what I was going to say last couple of weeks, but I will say roll tide off a cliff, man. Have a good one.
All right, bud. See you later. As Andre joins the program, I don't know what's wrong with my soundboard is acting silly. I need to refresh that. Anyway, 803-470-2905 if you'd like to join the show. We're going to have a short show this evening. It's basically what it boils down to. Some of the comments that are in the mix here. Let's see what's going on with my soundboard here.
I'm fucking mad.
There we go. Anyway, so Brandon says, what if he doesn't work out? Then what? I don't know. I mean, LSU's a big job. My wife's eating something. What are you eating, sweetheart? That looks good. She made a quesadilla. I didn't get a quesadilla. So I might make me a quesadilla. Anyway, my co-host didn't show up tonight, so I'm doing the short show here because I got to cut Sportscast too. But Braves are getting the shit kicked in by the Astros. I thought I heard trash cans banging, so the Astros are probably cheating. Wouldn't surprise me. Next 3 games are in Atlanta, so I bet the Astros get their butts kicked in Atlanta. That's probably going to happen. So, all right. Well, the it's kind of hard for me to get all jacked up for this show when I've already done my show today, and I've also done my Rob and Kale show. So I'm kind of like, ugh. I did learn today, though. Here's something I learned. If you go to Liberty to play football, you have to sign a contract saying that basically you're not going to have sex with anyone unless you're married. I just found that out today. That's kind of weird. If you get caught, they charge you $300. So if you get caught having sex in college at Liberty, it's a $300 fine. What's up with that? I don't know how they can recruit football players with that aspect of it. Yeah, there's no sex here, and if you do get caught having sex, it's $300. What a mess. How did Hugh Freeze get into that? Where he's like, remember he had the whole issue with he was calling hookers on his mobile phone at Ole Miss. Yeah, there's that. All right, let's see if we can get a phone call in here. Welcome into the show. Good evening.
How's it going, Rob?
Hi.
Well, nobody else wants to call in, so I guess I'll do my weekly call in. I mean, I don't really got shit to talk about. They didn't run out of a uterus
what do you
last
think
weekend,
about what do you think about Liberty's no sex policy for athletes and pretty much everybody else on campus? If you ain't married, you ain't screwing.
You really think people are following by that?
They've got it written out it's written out in the forms. That's what they say.
I don't know, man. With
less fucking
I'm
more
sure there's
Jesus.
plenty of
That's what
beer
they
pong
want at
tables.
Liberty. I don't know how that works. So
there's no way in hell. That's not. It's just like saying, it's illegal to drink and drive. I mean, fuck, how many people still do that?
Andre's probably drinking and driving right now. Would not surprise me.
Well, that's not good. That's kind of
it's not good.
That's a big fucker to drink and drive.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know.
So, what was your past take of this last weekend of college football? You were surprised by anything?
No, I not really. It was kind of a boring week. So
yeah, I thought so
I don't know. it was. I'm looking forward to this week. There's a couple games I like. Florida and Georgia this week's interesting. If Florida loses, they'll have 4 SEC losses before, like their game's at 3:30, right? So it should be over
Yeah.
by like 7 o'clock, which is prime trick or treating time. You have that whole thing of Florida could have 4 SEC losses before kids go out to trick or treat. That's never really happened. I mean, not in my time, but Mullins kind of run
I
that
mean, do
program
you
into the
really
shitter.
think Georgia's going to lose to Florida?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They'll have
it's
4
not
SEC
gonna.
losses before anything. So there's that. So
So what
Dan
about
Mullen's an
Michigan,
idiot.
Michigan State? Who do you think's going to pull that one off?
I don't really like Big Ten football, but I'll probably take Michigan if I had to pick, because Michigan State, as I said, they get penalized a lot, and they've won the turnover battle all season. You can't really figure out a team when they're so high up on the turnover margin. So because that's like free possessions, and you can't determine a team's true worth on that. So like South Carolina won 9 games like 2 years ago, something like that, under Will Muschamp, but they were like plus some absurd number on the turnover margin. They just managed to get a lot of turnovers, and that doesn't tell you how good of a team you are. It just tells you sometimes how lucky you are with the turnover thing.
Well,
So
that shows with Iowa. I mean, look how Iowa's doing this year with all their turnovers, and then they get their shit kicked in whenever they don't get any turnovers.
that's true. Well,
I mean, well, I guess jump back over to SEC. Ole Miss and Auburn are playing. I think Ole Miss pulls it out, but I mean, Auburn obviously always gives every team the fucking best, even though they might suck. You know, I feel like even they're going to give Alabama a run for their money. Shit, Tennessee did it for almost all 4 quarters.
Tennessee though is kind of a fluke with the offense they run, though, to be honest. So we'll have to
Yeah,
see
that's
how
true.
that works out.
They got lucky with a lot of blown coverages.
We'll see, man. I'm not very confident in Tennessee. I think that they're going to have to, for their offense to work, they're going to need a lot more playmakers, and it's going to depend on how well Pruitt can. I'm not Pruitt. Heupel can recruit. So we'll see.
Well, I'll
All
tell
right,
you
man.
one thing. They're
Yeah, go ahead.
a little bit better, but
Go ahead.
oh no. I was saying that I don't know. They were better. I can't remember when it was. I don't really keep up with Tennessee, but weren't they ranked very highly about maybe 2 years ago? Was that 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Something like that. They were thought of to be, well, they're Tennessee's been terrible for a while, so
Yeah, I mean it's just like Kentucky. I mean, but shit, who knows if what they're gonna do the rest of the year? I don't know. It's like you said, it was a boring weekend last weekend, so I guess we'll see how it goes this weekend.
All right, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate you calling, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, no problem, man. You have a good one.
All right, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna cut this episode short. I don't have my co-host, and it's late, and I gotta cut Sportscast. But appreciate y'all as always, and we will see you later on.